Well, hello everyone. Here to show you right here of talking about that sceneries right here. You have right here of talking about that whenever you're going to be driving around and looking at sceneries, or like looking at that while you're on the highway and of course doing driving around, right? But you see right here that I was able to capture this picture right here while while on a road trip, right? And it's like usually and sometimes that whenever the car, whenever the vehicle is going about 40, 50 mile an hour, sometimes that you're trying to capture some real good photographs, trying to get some good images right here. And a lot of times it's like a lot of things that you're able to see, right? But still that but you see right here that I'm like, you see right here is this image right here of like on the highway right here, and you see these trees right here and the power lines and everything. But you're thinking as to where that you see right here the way that the grass is, and a lot of photographers might even say too that if you are going to be taking these pictures while you're on the road trip for sure, that you call it I guess dynamic, symmetric or dynamic, type photography right here, to where you're able to capture a lot of the movement that's going on these still images right here. So any photographers, would even want to know too that whenever you're going to be taking pictures, for sure that there is a difference between actually being somewhere and taking an actual photograph and actually being in the car, capturing all that movement right there. And they'll probably tell you that why does that seem to create a source of distraction, from what you're working with. And like everybody say that if you were to zoom in real closely right here at the image right here, and you see right here are the trees right here. And if the vehicle is going about 40, 50 mile an hour on the road, and while you're traveling on the highway, and you're able to take any pictures that you could think of, and but still, it's like you want to know too that if you zoomed in real closely at the pictures right here, and you want to know too that you're able to you look at the trees up closely and all that, but still that the things that you think about whenever you're going to be on any sort of road trip for sure is that whenever you do take a photograph of something that you want to know too that why is it that maybe some portions of the photograph are just a little bit out of focus, or that you got the grass right here looks like it's blowing all around and all that, and so you want to know too that graphic designers might even say too that why do you think that a lot of these advertisements, by the way, would commercials or anything like that, like talk about for dynamic photography, that you take a photograph of something, but then also that you're not actually, it's not an actual still image. What it actually is it's like a movement type image, and like everybody say that if you're going to be taking a photograph, working with any source of photograph, and if it's going to show movement, but like everybody say that compared to looking at a map, that you actually look at a photograph right here, and you see right here with the trees right here, with the power lines, with the signs and everything, road signs right here. One of them even includes a roundabout. You got right here, it's this one right here, you got the roundabout right there, the roundabout of traffic. And so everybody might say that, while you're going on your road trips and taking pictures, but it's like you're one of those too that is toward it. You take a photograph of something, but then whenever you look at that photograph and want to know too that some of that looks just a little bit out of focus, blurry or out of focus, or maybe there's just too much distraction going on in that photograph. And so that's another reason why, like I say, is to where if you would actually use Photoshop, then you can actually use 5 or 10 or so pictures that you took, or maybe just that one picture, but still, that how well do pictures turn out whenever you're going to be taking those photographs, even while the car is going about 40, 50 mile an hour. And so you got some real good scenery. So yeah, some sceneries right here. But like it sure seems that way. That really, what is the best way to describe about any photographs that that while you're going to be in the car, like everybody might say that while you're going to be traveling by van or truck or auto, any other source of automobile, if you're going to be going like on a field trip, what's the best what's the best option for that? And they'll probably tell you that well, really, that if anything, maybe video clips, if anything, but still that if you're going to be taking any photographs, for sure that you're able to get some photos, take some photographs, but then it's like, yeah, that while you're riding, like while you're on this field trip and while you're on the road, that you take photographs, right? But still, it's like whenever you do think about that, and you want to know too that okay, yeah, that while you're going to be driving, that do you think that you have more time to take a photograph while you're traveling than compared to at a rest stop? Like everybody say that, well, really, that the reason why you took that photograph, by the way, is just to look at all the sceneries. If we could all see this right here, that you got the trees right here, but like if you look further, that there'll be different sceneries right here, and so you would see all the sceneries and everything while you're on the road, and everybody might think is toward it. Well, really, a lot of stuff that you're not really able to see, especially if you're going to be driving at night. If you're going to be driving at night, that's some of that scenery that you're not able to see in that picture, and that's why it seems like if you're going to go ahead and take a photograph, that you want to make sure that make sure it's focused, and then also that whenever you want to go ahead and program your camera to be able to take the picture, and but whenever you do look at these photographs, a lot of times you're thinking is that okay, yeah, that you got the grass right there. That grass, by the way, I'm like, it does. I'm like, it looks like the wind's kind of blowing it around and all that. And so any photographers would maybe be asked those questions as to where that that this right here is hard to see. All this right here. What is all this right here? Is this supposed to be a road, or is this right here supposed to be maybe a lawn of grass or something like that? So it's like you look at these pictures, and like everybody say that you take a photograph of something, even while you're like, yeah, especially if it's going to be maybe in a high dynamic type photograph to where you're trying to capture moving objects. You're trying to take the photograph while you're traveling. While you're traveling in the vehicle, that you're going to be taking the photographs here, and so that's why it seems like that whenever you do look at a photograph, a lot of times you're able to get some good sceneries a lot of times, but really, is it recommended to go ahead and take the picture while you're traveling, or maybe at the rest stop or something like that? But it's like you're not able to see some of that stuff if you don't take the picture. But they say, yeah, you got cam. I'm like, yeah, you got cams that you can wear, that you can go ahead, they'll be able to take the photograph. But still, everybody say that, yeah, some camera, like, yeah, sometimes the pictures turn out pretty well, but still, you look at those pictures, and a lot of times it's like, yeah, capturing movement, and it's like, yeah, pictures and the sceneries and everything come out all right, but you think as to where that for any reason at all, that whenever you do take a photograph, that they'll say is to where that try taking a photograph while you're still, instead of moving around like that, because they say is to where there's going to be a lot of points towards things are going to come out of focus like that, out of focus there. But I'll go and show everybody here, do some adjustments here, like to the exposure right here. But still, I'm like, you look at these photographs right here, and people might say that, yeah, you got the trees right there, but still, with a lot of the photographs, by the way, you want to get some good sceneries. Look around and get some good sceneries of something. But still, that whenever we do talk about sceneries, a lot of times that you're thinking is that photographs. Whenever you do take a photograph, that's usually whenever while a vehicle is moving and all that, and that is to where, okay, yeah, but still, you're not, some of the objects, some of the details of that photograph are kind of out of balance, and then some of them are kind of blurred out just because that while the vehicle is moving, that the camera is not able to capture some of those details right there, and so that is why it seems like when we do think about a photograph, a lot of times that you take a picture, by the way, so that way you can go ahead and get some good scenery right there. But like everybody might say, that is to where that, yeah, especially during the day, that you're able to see get a lot of scenery right there. But it's like, 102, yeah, you got the trees and everything right there. But there again, that if you're trying to get a real good clear image of something that you're looking at, for sure, that they'll probably tell you that try to set the camera to where you will be able to capture some real good images of anything action or something, anything like that. But one thing I'm going to show everybody here is this power line right here. Besides the trees, it's the power line. Yeah, the power line right here. Power lines, every time you think about that, you thought that they were power lines, but I used to always thought that you'd want to stay away from those power lines just because, the electricity and all that. But still, you got right here's the power lines right here, and then you got the trees right here. But it sure seems that way that whenever you do take a photograph, by the way, that you take a photograph, by the way, and you look at the trees, and I want to know that, if you can tell spring is coming or something, but like everybody might say that, you take a photograph right there off the highway, and you might want to know too that the picture, the picture came out all right here, but like if you were trying to capture any details right here, you can't really tell if this is concrete right here or if this is lawn right here or farmland or something like that, just the way the picture was taken. But anyway, but the way I think about it too, though, that when we look at pictures, though, and I want to know too that you take a photograph of something, and want to know too that what's really recommended, to be be stilled somewhere where you can be able to capture some real good photographs, or if anything, you can take pictures, while you're traveling. But still, they say get some good sceneries, right? Anyway, thanks for watching, everyone.